I know, you can introduce. I'll just edit it out. It's fine.
For the intro, comments killed me. Hello, guys. It's the couch puppies. Comments killed them. Because I remember. And I look at it, and this guy's like, whoa. Whoa. I'm not recording. And I died, bro. I was like, what was that?
Yeah, man, what's up? This is the Couch Pundits. We're back. This is episode number 3 of 2020.
Yep.
Yeah, man, transfer season just closed. Big deals, controversial deals, no deals.
Everything. Let's start with this one. I mean, it's obviously and I know you guys are gonna think I'm attacking you because I'm always attacking you. Why didn't Chelsea sign anybody? I mean, why was the transfer ban lifted if they're not gonna sign anybody? I mean, what a waste, man. Like you should just for that. I feel like they need to deserve another 2-year ban.
They deserve another ban just for that.
They deserve another 2-year ban. I mean, like obviously you can see that there's a lot of stuff that's missing in the side. They're not a perfect side to say like, okay, we'll skip this transfer. So especially with the way the top 4 race is going. I mean, it gets hectic. I mean, there's like 5-6 teams that are all gunning for that position. You understand? Why wouldn't they reinforce? I mean,
but for me, I think Chelsea's at I don't know what you call it, crossroads. Like, they've lost their whole Abramovich. We're gonna buy the big players.
He doesn't care what the team
whatnot. And now they've got Lampard. So I don't even know what would be the transfer strategy. Like who they're gonna like. I looked, I was like, but who they gonna buy? Like who's gonna go to Chelsea?
Jadon Sancho, growing up, he was a Chelsea boyhood fan. Apparently, I'm not sure. He's never said it. I've never heard him say it. But that's what you Chelsea guys are saying on Twitter.
Yeah.
There was Edison Cavani was also available in the transfer market. There was Erling Haaland who was also available. They could have moved before Borussia or Man United. There was.
For me, I think they just like I told you guys, those guys just Lampardy, but there was no ambition. No.
That boy that plays for Tottenham, who's just that was
Eriksen.
No, Stephen. I can't pronounce that guy.
Whatever your name is, bro. Yeah, the guy who scored.
Yeah, there was that. They could have also gone for like they didn't make any attempts. That's what was concerning for me. They didn't let's say you bid and you bid for a couple of players, you get burned, you come back and it seems like there was nothing. They actually sold the player, which is funny. I don't understand. It's like they kept Giroud because they couldn't get the transfer target. Who was the target? Was it Edison Cavani? Like
no one is the target, bro. Like I told you, Chelsea just for me lacks ambition, and it boils down to the manager. Maybe Abramovich doesn't need to dodge tax anymore, whatever.
He's just from Dubai.
He's just sorted. Maybe the whole thing that's happening with Putin. Maybe he's going to be part of the government. You don't know. The guy's just. He had his fun. He started this whole billionaire owning business, so they just don't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he's interested. I mean, I remember 4 or 5 seasons ago, there wasn't a match where you wouldn't see that guy when they were playing at Stamford Bridge sitting up there, excited, watching DJ Drogba play. But I guess there's a difference between watching DJ Drogba play and watching Tammy Abraham play and watching Lampard play and Mason Mount play. But I feel as a club that has always been there, even before Roman Abramovich, I mean, they've built obviously a rapport. They've got a couple of fan base, even though their fan base is generally under 25. They should be, they should be actually actively challenging in the transfer market. This whole we the biggest club in London, I don't know where you guys get that from because you're not. Firstly, Arsenal's got more trophies than you, so you can't be the biggest club in London. Firstly, and secondly, I mean, you want to create a competitive environment within the squad. Right now, everybody knows who they're going to play.
The starting 11.
Yeah, everybody knows who the starting 11 is, and it's not because of a lack of options, but because of the coach plays certain players. Like you literally bench Kovacic and play Mason Mount and all those other rubbish players. Do you understand? And it doesn't make sense because if you're not gonna sign anybody, the least you could do is play your best players. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Bro, that's Lampard. You're never gonna get it right. That guy is just in a zone. doing his own thing. He's not, for me, he's never been he's not a coach. So
yeah, I feel like it's starting to show now that it was too much too soon. And I know the whole balance effect of a new coach coming in, and there's everything is sky high and you guys are performing great. We had the same thing when Ole came in. Like, guys won it.
But I think also for Lampard and them is that, guys, the whole thing of appointing a coach who was a former player, you don't just grab him off retirement and make him a coach. Your Zidane was part of Casillas for like few hours. Even Luis Enrique, he took out the B team for a few hours. I mean, you gotta have people to actually go and coach for a while and actually coach. You can't just come out say because I was coached by some. Even Pep himself, he was also coach of the B team before he jumped up. Now you guys just took a Lampard, just put him there, boom, because he's Lampard.
There was a time when Pep and Mourinho actually were Louis van Gaal's understudies.
You see what I mean? So you can't just
it was too much. It was too much too soon, and it also boils down to the fact that he's not getting any backing from the team. It's just worse.
Because even when Zidane came, he was then Carlo's second.
Carlo Ancelotti's,
so you don't just move him. But that's enough about Lampard. And he's Bob team Chelsea.
So Chelsea, I'm disappointed that Chelsea didn't do anything in the transfer market. I was hoping they would actually, do something, but they didn't.
I also thought Arsenal would throw up their backline.
They got some kid from Brazil. I don't know what his name is.
There's some guy defending David Luiz. You guys didn't learn anything from that. Come on, come on now. You guys didn't learn anything from that. The only good Brazilian defenders are like gone, brother. I was only there's no good Brazilian defenders, guys. So just forget about it. Let's go to Man U, the big talking point. Bruno finally, after you guys sang a song where you were threatening to kill Edward.
No.
That's not only why
we don't do that.
Only reason.
We don't behave like that.
You do.
We don't behave. Guys,
listen. Kill the guy.
I was excited as everybody, but I'm back from the high, and I've actually realized that we once again we got played as Man United. We got played very hard.
Played how?
Where the board gives us one signing and just to shut us up. That team needs a lot. Okay. We had Edison Cavani on a silver platter. We decided against
that was a loss.
That was not
a big loss.
I'm not against Igalo. I mean, obviously it's a temporary thing, but Edison Cavani, with Edison Cavani, we've got a guaranteed goal scorer. He's a fighter. He's a serial winner. You know what I mean? He doesn't like losing. It'll be like having a Zlatan light. You understand?
And the same about, just to add that, you know what about Cavani that's great about him is like he's not gonna score the chances. He's gonna score the half chances. And when you're a team at Man United, whereby you're gonna be in those tough games, you're not gonna get proper chances. You're gonna get a half chance. You need a guy like Cavani who's gonna bang them out of nowhere. That's the difference between what makes other teams win and what other teams lose. Is that you got the guy who's gonna score the half chance at least every third game. Now you don't have that. You literally need an open net for your guys to score.
If you look at the teams that are performing well, if you look at like Real Madrid, they've got Benzema doing that. If you look at Liverpool, they've got Firmino doing that. You know what I mean? Firmino is not going to score the beautiful goals. He'll score the goal that needs to be scored in a situation where it requires somebody to score. Because sometimes you find guys like Sadio Mane and Salah, they'll overplay because that's how they play. They are creative players or stars, whatever the hell. But they'll overplay. But Firmino, give him half a chance. He'll just turn around, slot it in. Look, if you look at Karim Benzema, that's what he's good at. He doesn't need it to come from a certain angle. Just give him a bit of a thread of a needle, bro. A thread of a needle space, and he's there. That's why I would have preferred him there, because right now we're at a point where we're gonna go buy a creative midfield to square into guys that miss sitters already.
Anthony, what's up?
Yeah, they miss sitters already. So now we are taking another player who has been performing very well. I mean, like, this guy's stats are out of the roof. Like, they're insane.
Like, even on his first game, bro.
Even on his first game, you can see. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I don't know if he can speak English, but
you know, he was bossing stuff around. He was actually he was being more of a coach than Ole was. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was telling I think he had one Bissaka like Wan-Bissaka was scared of him at first half. And he was that was like, I relax, move there. Because Wan-Bissaka always has this positioning problem, and as good as he is running back, he doesn't have to do that all the time. The guy's always chasing people.
Yeah, and sometimes you chase people out of bad defense.
Do you understand? Yeah, do you understand what I'm saying?
It's like they used to say. Paulo Maldini would say that the minute I have to make a tackle, I've already made a mistake.
Yes, you already made a mistake. You understand what I'm saying? So he doesn't have to, and that's what Bruno was trying to do with him. He was like, dude, relax. You don't have to always be pushing up. And you could see
push up on the knee.
Just his football, like his football brain. You could see that. Okay, these guys they all went forward. He'd be the one to come back. Do you understand? He'd be the one to come. So no, Man United fans, and all you other guys that like making jokes. He was not playing CDM. He was not playing CDM. That is not what a CDM is. You guys must actually know what a CDM is first and for in order to use CDM.
He's a, I don't know what you guys call him. He's a number 6.
Yes, he's a number 6.
He controls the game.
Controls the game.
Everything moves around him. That's what he is.
In the hood, we call him a general.
A general. A big question that I have. I heard some guys talking. I was like, I can't wait for Fred and this guy to play with Fred and Pogba. And I'm like, guys, have you guys forgotten there's a McSauce somewhere in there? So let's say everybody's fit. Who's the midfield?
It has to be Fred. I'll tell you why. Not because he's better than McSauce, but because of the form of run he's in. If we were to take him out now and try to automatically slot...
So everybody's fit, right? Nothing's wrong with nobody.
Are we talking about like the season is starting next and I think healthy competition is good. Ole, I feel Ole is going to go with Scott McTominay, and I'm literally on the fence. I could take either. And I'll tell you why. I could take either because the work rate that Fred and McTominay put in is always up there. So you've got a guy like Paul Pogba who, in terms of work rate, he's on and off, but he's going to deliver a pass, right? He's going to deliver a moment of brilliance. He's guaranteeing you that, at least in the game. And then you've got a guy who's a complete player like Bruno Fernandes. He makes tackles, he makes passes, he runs forward. But we don't want Bruno Fernandes making a lot of tackles. Because he's got a bit of a temperament. I don't know if you guys saw it in that game. Yeah, he's got a bit of a temper, and you don't want him making a lot of tackles because, especially running back. And that's why I said that if Ole starts McTominay, that I'll understand why. Because Fred sometimes goes back and has troubles tracking back. Do you understand? As opposed to McTominay. McTominay is more disciplined in that regard. Because Fred
wouldn't play all of them.
Yeah. I wouldn't play
all of them.
No, I wouldn't play all of them because
imagine the 3. So you got McSauce, you got Fred as a defense. So you got 10 and 8 is Bruno and McSauce, and you got a CDM as Fred, nah? Then you got Pogba in a free role, like he played at Juventus. It's just a free.
Let's see.
Juventus, he had Pirlo, he had Makinos was marking for him. Like, dude, the guy was just like, dude.
But
do whatever. You don't have to mark.
Yeah, but you do that at a team that's winning and that's confident.
Yeah.
But we're not winning and we're not confident. Do you understand? But I understand what you're saying. But in order for that to work, we'd literally need a box player. So let's see how
you got Igalo for now.
let's see how Igalo. But one thing I'd appreciate.
I saw that thing when the guys coming through. He's like, look, guys, let's see what Manchester's doing. You can buy a guy from China. He comes, he affects everybody with the coronavirus. The league gets suspended and Liverpool doesn't win the league. Guys, I know the coronavirus is serious, but that was funny.
So for me that's the thing. Like we'll see how it goes. But we generally need a box player. We need somebody who can back into players. You know what I'm saying? But we need somebody with football intelligence. We can't. Yeah, we need somebody with football. That's why I like the thought of Edison because he bullies guys. Like Edison Cavani's got that presence that's he'll take on a Virgil van Dijk. He doesn't care. Do you understand what I'm saying? He'll go in the box and out jump a lot of because he's got presence. He's got that fire.
He's big, but
he's got a lot to prove right now. He's got a lot to prove. So he would have been a major signing because he's literally been pushed out of the team by Mario Icardi. Do you know what I mean? He's been pushed out of the team, so he's got a lot to prove right now. So obviously, if we got him now for that 6 months, we get him on 6-month loan, and obviously with an option to extend and make it permanent. Seeing how things go.
Out of bottom. I don't care how much his wage was gonna be. You should come to Madrid, but he's too old.
That's the thing. That's another thing about getting him permanent straight off the bat. His age. I was about to say that his age.
Quality.
Yeah, he's top quality, but he's not Lewandowski quality. Lewandowski, I'll buy when he's 40, right? like I guarantee you, I'll buy Lewandowski when he's 80.
Okay, wait. I want to talk about Igalo. So Igalo, what's your thoughts? Let me start there.
Igalo is I feel like he's gonna be very rusty.
I feel like Pumlani. What thoughts, please?
Okay, Igalo. He's obviously coming from China. He's taking a wage cut to play for Man United because that's the type of team we are. Even though we suck, bro, people will still take a pay cut. Come down, bro. But anyway, my thoughts on him is that obviously for me, I haven't seen a guy play in like a long time. I didn't even really pay attention to him when he was in the PL playing for Watford. Obviously, once they signed him, you naturally as a supporter, naturally as a supporter, you go on YouTube and see whatnot. He's obviously bossing stuff into, but that's China. Do you understand? But one thing I do appreciate is that I've seen him. He's physical. He's physical and he stays in the box because that's what we need. We need a box striker. So with Bruno, because after this 2 weeks, you must understand they're all coming back. What you talking about? After this 2 weeks, they're all back.
Yeah.
Whether they'll all play, we will see. But they'll all be back in training and everything. You understand? So with the supply that Bruno and Pogba can give, a box player. You remember when Pogba used to throw those balls into Zlatan and Zlatan would just do his thing.
Like for me, guys, I hope this is my best case scenario. If you got Rashford is a great. He reminds me of Raul. He runs into spaces. That guy, you give him a Bruno and a Pogba,
bro,
and his runs. They're gonna create havoc. And you got Igala there for the tap-ins. Because we don't need him.
You don't need him to be running. We need him in the box to tap those things in. Like
if the power, guys, if the for me as a football purist, it would be nice to watch the team.
It would be nice.
Not to say I rate the guy or anything.
And then if you ever gonna play Martial, play him out on the left, play him out on the right guy, because Martial in the box he's too lethargic and he's too slow with the ball. Martial has that thing that he wants to change the pace of the game, and you can't do that in the box because by the time you already do that, somebody's already
supposed to shoot.
Do you understand? He's supposed to shoot, and it takes too long.
Spaces.
It's tight spaces. It takes too long. So if you're gonna play him out there.
Where you can take on the defense.
When you can take them on, because then he's gonna win. He's gonna win 3 kicks. He's gonna win. You know what I mean? And we know he's.
And to be fair, you can't judge him because he's been playing out of his position. So
yes.
At the end of the day, it happens. And then guys, Eriksen, 20 million. That's a bargain. For these.
No, that's not a bargain. I'm gonna say it the way it is. Tottenham, you guys shut the bed. You cannot sell a player like that. Tottenham, whether Eriksen is on or on form, he's easy 80 million. Easy. No, on form, not on form, it doesn't matter. Easy 80
But I think it goes back to David Levy, bro. You can't force players to sign life contracts.
Death row.
The only life contract we got is in Madrid, but that renews every year. So like, now you're gonna have people play till the last.
But besides, bro, if you play for a team like Real Madrid, do you understand? If you play for a team like Real Madrid, you will want to stay. They win Champions League. You know, they guarantee you glory, they guarantee you success. Who wants to stay at Tottenham, bro? For what? What good reason?
Like if Modric and Bale had stayed there, they still would not have Champions League.
They still wouldn't have Champions League, bro. Do you understand? Who would want to? It doesn't make sense.
Kane wants to stay there for the rest of
and that's why he's always injured. That's why, because they will never invest the same amount of money that Real Madrid would in conditioning. Do you understand? Because you know this guy's injured every season. It's nothing new. Yeah. Why haven't you put money into his conditioning? Because you need to work on conditioning. And another thing is that they only have him as the striker. I was literally watching that lineup, man. I was like, oh, so Lucas Moura is the striker. Why is Lucas Moura the striker? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if Eriksen is not there, if Harry Kane is not there, they don't have a strike. And Harry Kane plays different ball. He's got pace, he's got strength, you understand? Then he's got football intelligence. So I honestly don't get.
And an eye for goal.
I think he's 23 or 24 now. Eventually, trust me guys, eventually he's gonna get sick of this and he's gonna leave. Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, you know, those guys, they stayed there for as long as they could. And they will also leave until the team actually starts taking itself seriously. And David, you can't bind modern footballers into contracts like you are Sir Alex Ferguson. You're not Sir Alex Ferguson. You can't bind. You know what I mean? Like, it's a problem. Give them the freedom. If a player wants to play for your team, he'll play for your team. If he wants to leave, let him leave. That is my opinion on this whole guy. If you want to leave the team, they'll leave anyway. Like Eriksen, he's form dropped.
And what's the point of having a player that doesn't want to play there? So you don't even play him while he's there. And then you go sell him. I mean, you could have sold him 2 years ago when they initially wanted to leave.
And it was like 120. Real Madrid was willing to pay 120.
Yeah, so that's dumb business. But some good business that happened was obviously Ibrahimovic. AC Milan pulled an ace out of him. Like they took their. I thought it was gonna come to Man U.
I was holding my breath, bro. But I guess he knows what we all know, that at Man United, those that class of '92. And the English football's element of things. They're always quick to blame players' inability on the field, and then they say that it's got to do with his personal life. First of all, you cannot sign one player. They signed Paul Pogba, brought him in. No? They brought Pogba in, they brought Zlatan in. That team was decent. They won that thing that plays on Thursdays. They won that thing because the side was decent. You understand? But you literally wait until the last. He wasn't going to come there because he didn't know whether they're getting Bruno Fernandes or not. He knows obviously that there's a lot of discontent in the locker room. Pogba's not playing. We don't even know if Pogba still wants to be a Man United.
Is Pogba's injured or he's not injured? I don't know.
No. He's not injured. He went for an operation. Nothing happened to him. He got an injury. He recovered from it when he had a cast on, and then his agent said, "Dude, you are young. You need to obviously pro." And I don't blame Pogba for putting himself ahead of a team that's always putting themselves ahead. Do you understand? He's a human being. Pogba is not Man United, and Man United is not Pogba, and he also knows it.
Yeah, bros, you guys like shit on your players.
They're always shitting on the.
Like some people were shitting on Bruno. I'm like, guys, Bruno just walked in. Was he supposed to do miracles? But anyway, that's Man United and their crappy things. But guys, that's the transfers. We had to spend most of the show on the transfers. I mean, it was like the biggest thing, and obviously it changes the season as to how the season goes and so forth. The big game this week was Madrid Derby, and
biggish.
We know what happened. What other big game was out there? We know what happened. I mean,
biggish game. The long and short of it is that I didn't really think Athletico had a chance. And I don't think they have a chance against Liverpool either.
Not the way they play.
Yeah, not the way they
something
play.
Is. I think Simeone stayed too long.
Yeah, I think he also
needs a new challenge. They need a new challenge. It's like
change is needed there, and it's needed fast. That's the long and short of it. So
because they were not bad, but
they're not performing at the rate because they paid 100 and something million for that boy. I hardly see him on the ball.
He was injured.
Is he injured?
He was injured this game. Yeah, he didn't play. They brought back Carrasco. Oh, I love that boy.
My heart was so. Why? Like Man United, we've been complaining for a long time that we don't have a right wing. Carrasco's out there in China collecting the coronavirus. You guys walk past Carrasco and go to Igalo. Like I don't mind you walking to Igalo, but on your way there, why do you see Carrasco there? It's like, man, you pack him on your bag and you leave with him. That boy is so talented, and he literally went to I'll tell you why Carrasco went to China. Carrasco went to China because he's got a very hot wife now, and she needs to pay for a very expensive wedding. So he went there, made money, got married. After he got married, he's like, okay, now I can go back.
Yeah, that boy's sauce, bro. I don't know. Like English teams are just sleeping on good ass players, man. Like great, like, whew, man.
Anyway, and then obviously we have to talk about Tottenham versus Man City. Man City. Like I feel like Man City is the most disappointing team this season. I'll tell you why. All the clubs have got their troubles in the EPL. Outside of Liverpool, that is. They are obviously a different conversation on their own. But if you look at Chelsea, they've had a transfer ban. It's nothing that cares. New coach. Man United, discontent in the locker room. Players all around. A lot of injuries. You understand? If you look at Arsenal, they've got a lot of problems. I'm not even going to get into it. And then obviously look at Spurs. Harry Kane is out. Mourinho just joined in. Eriksen wanted to leave. He obviously has left. So these clubs. What is Man City's excuse? What is going on in Man City?
Man City. It's simple, man. You know. for me, nah, it's just a simple problem of they're not. I must say this again. It's controversial, but I'm gonna keep saying they're not a big team. Like no,
Not controversial, those are facts.
they're not a big team. And I'm talking about big team, guys. I'm talking about this. Like guys, Barcelona fired their coach. They were leading the log, but you could get a sense that you know what we're not at the level
Where
should
we wanna
play.
be. So
There's a
get it
specific level a big team plays week in, week out. Whether we won the league last year, they've won it like 4 times in a row. They still fight the coach and they're in front because they were like, ah, yo, we want to win the This guy's not gonna get us the Champions League. You know what I mean? To them, it's not about. It becomes normal to dominate, and I feel like Man City dominated, and now they're like, what else? What do we got to do now? Now it's like they lack that. Dude,
And I feel like they dwelled on the same team for too long. They dwelled on the same team for too long. Like those boys were good 2-3 years ago. Now they're just all average. And like you are tanking probably one of the best midfielders we get to watch this day and age. Kevin De Bruyne. Guys always red, right? Because you piss him off. There was a game during the week where they lost against Man United. You guys lost against that Man United side. That's embarrassing, bro. Like how you lose against a Man United side? Especially that Man United. That specific Man United. The same Man United that lost against Burnley. They beat you guys at home. That's what I'm saying. There was a point where Kevin De Bruyne is like disappointed at him and he's like, no, bro, what are you doing?
You understand what I'm saying? It's like they've lost. Like it's like to them it was like, okay, we did it. We went through this amazing run, and then we pipped Liverpool at the end. So there's nothing else we can do here. You know what? Let's go focus on the Champions League. Bruh, bossing, being a boss, being a big team means day in, day out. You lose, you're angry that you lost. You don't be like, you know what? It's okay, we won this thing. Like, and I think for me it's just that the guys have just like felt that they've achieved something.
That's why you'll never be as great as Man United even when you're peaking. When Man United was peaking and Sir Alex Ferguson was there, guys, we would never go two seasons in a row without winning the league. That was just preposterous for us. We like Sir Alex Ferguson. We made sure it would never get boring. It would never get boring.
Never gets boring.
Yeah,
for big teams.
it would never get boring
to
to win. And I guess that's going to be the challenge for Liverpool going forward. Can they sustain this thing at that level? Especially considering the fact that you guys don't pay your players. So
bro. Because already Mane is a Real Madrid target. And I'm
PSG target,
like a PSG. You know, like the big teams are gonna come hounding.
I actually read,
and when they come hounding, it's gonna be.
I actually read that Juventus are willing to drop 150 for Virgil van Dijk. And guys, I know what you guys say. Oh, he's the guy. You guys don't trust players. We also thought that about.
No, even then, like there's nothing. I mean, unless
he's won
English,
the Champions League.
Unless you're English, there's nothing.
He's won the Champions League with Liverpool. He's won the Premier League with Liverpool. Why is he still there? He doesn't have a reason to be there. He doesn't, like, legitimately, he wants to go challenge himself. Because it's hard for players to play in England and win the Ballon d'Or. Like, that thing's, like, I only know it's only happened twice now with Michael Owen and Cristiano Ronaldo. So, it's hard for it. And I'll tell you why. Because English teams are not always competitive when it comes to the Champions League itself, European stage itself. So, we can't complain about it.
And it's not about being there, it's about being dominating in those things.
Dominating it. Like, we've won 3 Champions Leagues in the past 20 years. That's not okay in the past 10 years. I mean, that's not. And then you look at Spain, they were like 14 or something. Like, these guys are just racking them up for fun. A Bayern Munich will come and stir the pot there for like 1 season, and then it's back to business again. We always know where it was going. So that's why players will always have ambitions to go play in leagues. And with the way it is, these guys, they understand that they need the best players playing for them. They're going to go for the Kylian Mbappe. They're going to go for the Sadio Manes. They're going to go for the
Kylian Mbappe. Come from Madrid, bro.
He's going to come because he's pissed off. He was like,
I was so happy when that happened.
He was pissed off, and he hasn't obviously. He's not going to sign it because he wants to get Real Madrid. That is not a secret. Him and Neymar. Neymar wants to be at Barcelona, and he wants to be at Real Madrid. So PSG are going to have to look for targets, and they've got the bank to do it. They can easily go for money. They can easily go for Mo Salah.
Guys, we could talk all night
and all day. But that's it, but that's the show. Us.
So thank you. Please subscribe, follow us.
2-week break.
Everything we
gotta do. The worst.
Yeah, we're going on break also, guys. We need to rest.
So we're also going on leave for 2 weeks.
I'm tired of talking.
Couch Pandis, man. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, follow us everywhere, man.
R.I.P. Kobe.
Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, man.